So world, getting in here, setting up the live. We finna get started. Lesson number 8. Lesson number 7. On my apologies. Lesson number 7. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's your boy Cowboy Richie checking in. We on lesson number 7. Let's get into it, man. Feeding your purpose, the power of service and brotherhood. Again, I am Cowboy Richie, 24-hour hair doctor, checking in. This is the foundation from a boy to a man to a guy, and we doing just like that, helping boys go to men and men go to gods. And now that ain't about age, that ain't about where you are in life. That's a process that happens all the time. You can switch from a boy to a man to a guy in one day as a 50-year-old man, 30-year-old man, 16-year-old little man. So let's go on here and get into it. This is episode 7, Feed Your Purpose, the power of service and brotherhood. Because once you find your why, life gets ordered. Everything you've been through, every lesson, every loss, long night, it was molding you for your mission. Let's talk about it. When you're a boy, purpose feels far away. You wake up just to survive the day. You chase attention, not alignment. You try to fit in everywhere, but never feel at home anywhere. Let's say that again. You try to fit in everywhere. I said anywhere the first time. You try to fit in everywhere, but never feel at home anywhere. I was chasing status instead of substance. I wanted to be known, not needed. And that's when I realized I was moving without meaning. So when I was younger, I got into the promoter game, throwing parties and stuff like that. And I started to feed my ego. Started thinking that's what my purpose was, throwing parties. But what I realized was, as I continued to do this journey, that years later when I was behind the bar bartending, that what I was doing was actually serving. I was giving people a place where they can be free, not think about their problems for a moment. Now, people like to confuse that with the alcohol being involved in the music and things of that nature. But what I realized quickly was much deeper than that. People were coming there to be able to experience freedom, joy. And that's what we were trying to give people. So when you become a man, you stop chasing and start choosing. You realize your purpose is connected to your pain. The things you went through, the same things were meant to help others through. And I used to tell myself that all the time. That's the foundation that's born. I took parts in me, the hurt, and turned them into help. Because once you find purpose, you stop competing, you start contributing. So for me, example, I started realizing everything I was going through, like losing family members, not physically, not to death, but we were just distance. We weren't seeing eye to eye when I wanted to do this journey as becoming an entrepreneur. And I started realizing that me going through these fights with my children's mother will one day help me be able to do exactly what we're doing right now, and it's teaching young men. Now, had I not kept going, had I not took that $200, my last $200, the camera that I still have that's around here somewhere, and hopped on the Greyhound back in 2017, we wouldn't be here. Because what that taught me is that I can rely on me, that I do have what I need to be able to become what it is that God needs me to become. So I took that journey, and for 8 months, I was allowed to only think about myself because I had 3 kids before I was 21. I'm the oldest of 6. So doing all of this allowed me to become more than what I am. And that's exactly why you have to keep going through your journey, because you never know. Like 10 years ago, I used to tell myself, don't quit, keep going. I know it hurts, but if you don't quit, then we can survive this, and we can tell other people how to survive this. And it's exactly what my goal and my journey is today. And again, I was scared. I took $200 in my last this very camera in 2017 and hopped on the Greyhound and went to be on Venice Beach to be homeless. And God had me. All I had to do was get on that Greyhound, and I came up with that plan a week before I got on that Greyhound. So I didn't give myself no room to make any excuses, because I knew that I wanted to be better. I knew that I had to make a change. So when you hit that God stage, your purpose ain't about you anymore. It's about your legacy. It's about leaving something that people can stand on long after you're gone. And that's what we do this for. At least that's what I do this for. That's what I advise you to do and live for, is to create something that's bigger to you, to become an idea. What I realize is that people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Gandhi, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac, whoever you name that are big figures, they ascended to ideas because they worked, their demonstration on earth in the physical form was so great that now we can't forget them, and that we try to wake up every day and we try to become and live just as they did, just like Jesus, just like Kobe. These are why people are mentors. That's why these people are idols to us. God doesn't just live in himself. He lives for the mission. Let me say that again. A God doesn't just live for himself. He lives for his mission. He works for others. His story becomes survival for somebody else. Now again, we do this for others, so don't forget that. So in closing, here's the foundation challenge for foundation number 7. Do one thing today for somebody else. No camera, no credit. Call your brother, feed somebody, help somebody. That's how you feed your purpose, by feeding people. Again, this has been foundation lesson number 7. Feed your purpose. The boy searches, the man serves, the God sustains. I'm Cowboy Richie, the 24-hour hair doctor, and I approve this mission. And this is foundation, from a boy to a man to a God. We work like slaves so we can live like kings. I love you.